It's Bonger News with Tricky Dicky and Suzanna Strumpette. Welcome to Bonger World and to Bonger News number 7. A new position of First Grand Wizard of the European Union is to be created in Brussels.
And the Prime Minister and leader of the opposition clash at question time over the probable appointment of German favourite Gufnick Toidi to the post.
British women are now officially the fattest in the EU. British women's bodies are now 3 times as big as they were in the 1960s.
The presence of female blobs working at an abattoir in Essex have incredibly sparked a protest. The men there have reacted with disgust. They say the stench from these creatures is disgusting. The sight of their wobbling fat bodies is frightening, causing nightmares, cold sweats and severe vomiting.
The forthcoming May election. As the politicians begin their election campaigns, we begin ours.
Our Bonger News report, Which Boneheads, will run until the election, when we find out once and for all which of the inadequate boneheads on offer will endeavour to run the country for the next 5 years.
Which Boneheads begins in the next Bonger News report, Bonger News 8.
And Bonger World is due to release the much-awaited first part of the new soap, Bonger Life. The first part will be on the site on Friday the 30th.
A new post to be known as the First Grand Wizard of the EU is to be created in Brussels.
This post will be the EU's top job. The First Grand Wizard will be the President of the European Council's boss and effectively the ruler of the EU.
The position is actually a German sop to the other European countries who have seen the EU systematically taken over by the Hun. Several candidates have already been put forward for the position, including the UK business tycoon and well-known non-surveillance Chips Scoffham.
However, because the EU is run by Germany, the person most likely to be elected to the position of First Grand Wizard is Gufnick Toidi, hitherto unknown to us here in Britain. We go over now to our Foreign Affairs correspondent, Russell Cattle. Russell, who exactly is Gufnick Toidi?
Well, basically, Susanna, he is what the Australians will call a no-hoper. His IQ is reckoned to be around 0 or even into the minuses, and he got his university degree by winning a pie eating contest. He often complains that his head hurts. Following this, he becomes angry and has blackouts, frequently waking up hours later with blood inexplicably all over his hands. Consequently, he spends a lot of his time in a straitjacket.
If anything, he seems overqualified to run the EU, Russell. Any other reason for him being considered for the position?
It is strongly rumoured he stumbled upon some pretty explosive revelations about some of the top officials in the EU.
Revelations such as?
Well, the most damning of these is that one of the EU officials was a friend of someone high up in, and please pardon the bad language, FIFA.
Wow, that's about as scummy as it gets, I suppose.
And only Gufnick Toidi knows who that official is.
What can this guy Gufnick Toidi bring to the management of the EU?
Well, he is someone who helped formulate EU laws and rules in the past. He helped with a law banning anyone under 8 from blowing up a balloon except under adult supervision. And he was instrumental in getting the straight banana law passed.
Sounds like a complete banana himself, Russell.
Someone not to be taken seriously.
Just what the Germans want.
Also, it was Toidi who influenced the European Court decision that obesity is a disability, and this despite us thinking all these years that it was the result of eating like a greedy fat pig.
So what is in Gufnick Toidi's favour over Britain's Chips Scoffham?
Toidi would be much easier for the Germans to control than Chips Scoffham.
And we're just hearing that this issue is being debated in Parliament as we speak. We are going over now to the House of Commons.
Can the Prime Minister confirm to the House that it now seems extremely likely that Germany's favourite Gufnick Toidi will win the nomination for the top puppet position in the EU, that of First Grand Wizard?
The Right Honourable Member for South London Cardboard City is wrong on his first point. Gufnick Toidi's appointment as first Grand Wizard of the EU is not a foregone conclusion.
Try certainty then. And will he further confirm that the position of first Grand Wizard of the EU will actually be superior to that of the Council President?
There is still the possibility that our non-German-backed contender Chips Scoffham may be awarded the post. However, I am happy to confirm that the newly created post of First Grand Wizard will be the top EU post. But as usual, we can do absolutely nothing about that.
The Leader of the Opposition!
Mr. Speaker, can the Prime Minister tell the House why he thinks Chips Scoffham would in any way be a credible alternative to Gufnick Toidi?
Because he's not a tit like you.
After all, Mr. Scoffham is an avid non-conservationist. He wants to rid the world of animals like polar bears and other endangered species because he says they are too fierce or too stupid to survive.
Shame! Shame on shame!
Underdog!
He even has a chain of endangered species restaurants selling things like polar bear steaks, panda burgers, and tree frog pies.
Better watch out. He might start selling Wallace and Gromit pasties.
Piss off. And it was Chips Scoffham who, because of a legal loophole, was able to install nodding donkey oil pumps in Hyde Park. Not only that, but he has been ungracious about the European Parliament on numerous occasions. It was Chips Scoffham who wanted to rename the European Parliament building the Twattery.
The Prime Minister!
I hear everything the Leader of the Opposition says, and what a load of twaddle that is. However, I still believe Chips Scoffham would be a better First Grand Wizard of the EU than Gufnick Toidi.
And now to Britain's continuing war on obesity. And this has led to problems concerning botties. Women's botties, to be exact.
We've heard it mooted many times before, now it's official.
British women are the fattest in Europe. Our greedy, hippo-bottomed womenfolk have finally achieved the recognition they deserve, though probably don't want. And it is their botties that are causing real concern amongst some British factory workers.
Fat female slobs working, or rather, according to the men working there, wobbling, eating, sweating, belching and gasping at an abattoir in Essex, have sparked a protest.
The men there have reacted with disgust at the stench from these creatures, and in particularly their revulsion of the fat botties of some of the women at the plant.
We go over to our business and finance correspondent, Hank Phantom, who is at the plant.
Hi everyone, I'm standing outside one of Chips Scoffham's Panda Burger outlets where a lot of weird guys are waving placards and shouting slogans.
Slogans! Slogans! Slogans!
What is it you guys are striking about, huh?
We want parity with our great-grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers.
How do you mean? You want to be dead like they are?
Nah, we want decent bodies to perv on like they had. In them days, in the 60s and 70s, the totty was real totty, not the sweaty fat mastodons we gotta put up with.
And these guys say they will stay out on strike until they get what they want.
And what has the management's response been, Hank?
Chip Scoffham has sacked a lot of them and is transferring their jobs to Cartoon. Thanks for that, Hank. We now go over to... Our reporter Timmy Trott has been talking to the fat waddlers by. A warning that this report contains flash photography and grotesque fat women.
Hello, and how are you today, lady?
Oh! Very well, thank you. You don't have any spare food, do you?
Would you mind answering a few questions?
Oh! Does this mean I'll be on the telly?
You'll be filling the screen, lady. Tell me, what is it like being a fat, smelly, wobbly-bottomed lard belly like you? Oh, dear.
That's almost the end of this report. As you know, the first part of the new Bonger soap, Bonger Life, begins at the end of this month. And next week a new video comes out which will introduce and explain the phenomenon of tropical redcar to everyone.
So look out for these forthcoming videos, as well as for Bonger News 8. Till then, bye.
Goodbye for now.